Hey guys, what's going on? Shah here, and today we are back with our 10th weekly vault episode, I think. I have a few characters to go through today. Most of my vaults, I've been dwindling and pulling back a little bit on getting vaults done for all of my characters. So we're going to kind of go through it a little bit quicker. I'll talk about the end of the season, the new season, as well as like the affixes this week as well in the video. So feel free to skip around to the timestamps probably below the video. That'll help you figure out what you want to watch. So, all right, enjoy. So with the new season coming out, it's going to be pretty important that you raid. If you don't raid, you're going to miss out on a lot of really good loot. Now, of course, you don't have to raid. There's still going to be good dungeons from the loot table. But for you tank mains out there, most of your good trinkets are going to come from like Blood Decays. You're going to have Old Warrior Soul available. You can still also get Shard of Anhiled. Obviously, like there'll still be some trinkets like Codex of the First One, which is always obviously like a strong trinket. So at least raiding normal or heroic will probably be best. Supposedly the raids aren't supposed to be as difficult as they were when they first were out, because there's going to be a new affix and it's supposed to be more fun, but who the fuck knows. That's actually a big reason why I'm pulling back on some of my alt characters, because I don't feel like I want to push on all of them in the new dungeons. And because I'd be required to pug the raid, not required, but I would feel the need to pug the raid every week. I just don't want to spend most of my time outside of raiding, right? Like I'm on a raid team. I raid 2 nights a week. It's really easy on my schedule. And it gives me a lot of like free time to like push keys and like make YouTube content and stream and whatnot. And if I had to also raid, I just would probably shoot my brains out. So the tanks that I'm dropping are going to be Blood Decay, Demon Hunter, and Paladin. Holy shit. With no fucking way. No shot that I just got that on my shit fucking Blood Decay. Oh my god. No fucking way. I fucking can't, dude. I'm crying. I'm like legit crying. Oh my god. A leech scale. It's not a good trinket for Blood Decay, right? Like you don't run scale typically because they're so fucking strong defensively, but that's insane. Holy shit. Okay, I'm just gonna take it. Like Hey guys, I'm gonna be quitting my Blood Decay. Rips a blood spattered scale with leech. So fucking dumb. And it's gonna replace my symbol of the Bombada. Oh, it's so fucking hysterical. Alright, fuck this class, dude. Fuck this class. Yeah, so I can't even like that just blows my mind. I can't I can't believe it. What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna be dropping probably every tank I have except Brewmaster and Guardian Druid. I'm still gonna play them casually. I'm not dropping them forever. I'm just not gonna be like trying to fill up the vault every week and whatnot and keeping them up to date. So I'll probably still tank like 10s, 15s or whatever on them. But like trying to push IO, probably gonna reserve that for the 2 characters, because there's a lot of min-maxing that goes into that kind of stuff. So we are in Vengeance spec. Let's see what we can get here. I'll take it. I don't know if I have a ton of flux. I only have 290. I'll upgrade these into tier, maybe. I might hold on to it just because of next season. So yeah, I'll probably be doing like maybe 1 key a week. I won't be raiding on the characters, and that's why what I mean by dropping them is I'll play them when I feel like it. I'm just not gonna go out of my way to keep them caught up, you know? I'm still blown away by that leech 278 leech scale. That's, I wish I can give that to my like Brewmaster or something, or my Guardian Druid, but I cannot. Alas, we cannot. All right, so we got a little bit of running to do here. Not a lot, not as much on this character. So something that I'm working on, and it's going to be a little difficult because I have to see the loot tables exactly, and I have to do some mathematical punching of the cards, you know. I will have BIS lists actually available in my Discord, so if you haven't joined there, or you're not in the Discord, I I mean, you know, do what you want, but you can join and you'll have access to BIS lists and stuff. You'll also get notifications when I post videos, as well as when I'm streaming, as well as just like a general, you know, discussion forums where people can talk about keys and memes and all that fun stuff. So we're double checking prots. I kind of want to open this for ret, but I think we're too late. So I only got one key done. And actually Margrave's Cloak is actually really good if I didn't already have the Luminous Chevalier's Drape with Leech on it. So I have a bunch of coins on this character, so I think I'm actually going to go coins this time around. Nothing too exciting on this guy. Once again, coins. I now have 9. And what this means is, like, if I don't need... I still have this socketed item. I can just buy some riches right here. This will give me, what, 9,000? It's pretty much 1,000 gold per coin. So we'll get 9k gold from this, which, you know, lets me buy a legendary or consumables for, like, a couple of weeks. So... that'll be an option. Next, we have the warrior. I think someone commented about showing off my warrior was like a bad thing because it kind of ruined or like took some of the surprise away from the 0 to Hero challenge. So in my next challenge, I'll probably staying away from that. And for the record, if you aren't aware, I am doing this challenge again next season to hit or probably go for KSM instead of 3K just because it's a shorter season. But I will be probably pushing KSM or 3K on a new character. And that new character is going to be voted by you guys. And you can do that by, again, joining my Discord and voting there. It's in the announcements tab. And I'm probably going to repost it today or tomorrow. So we got enough keys done to have 3 slots here. Ooh. Pug Life, dude. Pug Life? Do I accept this? Nah, we're going to decline. We need a better name. All right, so actually a couple of good pieces here. So I wouldn't take the belt because I have the belt. The shoulders I have at 272 with it that are indestructible, which indestructible isn't like a tertiary stat where you're like, oh yes, it's indestructible, I'm never going to replace it. Like, I'd replace it if it had leech or if it was a higher item level, but I think my lower item is the grasps of the infantry, and this will save me from spending the flux. So I think I'm actually going to take the gloves this time around. That's actually not a bad vault. It sucks not seeing like tertiary stats at this late in the season, like leech or avoidance, but I really can't complain. This is going to be probably a pretty quick vault session, outside of the fact that I'm going to have to fucking run all the way back. I wear 5 set, which means I could probably drop the gloves, which I'd prefer. Like if I found like good haste verse gloves or something with verse on it on the gloves, that would be nice, like mastery verse or something. All right, so let's just double check Brewmaster here. Brewmaster, we're good. We're going to open this up. I think I actually have 2 raid slots. Oh God. This is like the worst vault you could possibly see. I think I take socket. I just think that would be smart, right? Like I want this transmog. Because it is the monk transmog, I'm pretty sure. But I think we're gonna go coins actually. This is bad. Haste is bad. This trinket's pretty bad for a lot of classes. Some classes use it, like Serve Hunters can for burst windows, but it's very rare you'll see that. Haste Master boots, I would probably transmute that, but I have I have haste crit boots, which are a little better. Ring's kind of rough with the heavy mastery on it. Plus, I already have the crit verse leech ring on, and then the belt doesn't have a tertiary stat. And I use Storm Stout's Lost Keg, so I would only take it for transmog. So I think if we want to actually be optimal for the next 2 weeks of the season, we're going to take coins just to get an extra socket here. We'll take that. We'll come over to this big boy here, this Kotul, and we'll buy our socket. Because if you guys remember, I think last week I took the Crit Mastery Leech Helm, which now I can throw a socket on. And luckily for me, my guild bank actually provides sockets. And we'll throw this in here. Cool. Small upgrade, but an upgrade nonetheless. My monk's been getting pretty lucky with upgrades. All right, last but not least, we have the Guardian Druid. All right, let's just double check that we're Guardian. It won't matter. I only think I got two vault slots on this character. I don't think I have a lot, but it's the end of the season. I'm not really like chasing anything. Dark Devotion, Crit Mastery. So we're just seeing bad gear that I already like have at better. So coins it is. Outside of the Leech Vault, not great. The Warrior got a good vault too. I can't complain. All right, so we're gonna quickly talk about your mom. All right, so this week is a raging explosive week. And there's a few things you want to keep in mind when it comes to raging. Is pretty much you want to treat it similar to Sanguine. So it's actually kind of a good transition. So if you don't have a lot of suits in your group, typically you want to start kiting when the mobs are a little bit lower, like when they hit that 30% threshold, they'll gain double damage, especially on a fort week. Some fortified mobs get really, really dangerous. So if you can, I recommend bringing a hunter or a druid or a rogue to your group so they can actually, like, they can use shiv, they can use strength shot, they can use soothe. Outside of that, there's nothing really that crazy. Like, you could still pull big. You just have to be aware that towards the end of the pull is when you're going to want to save your major defensive. So for Guardian, for example, I might save a charge of survival instincts, for example, or I might make sure that I have barkskin for the end of the pull instead of the start of the pull. In higher keys, anything like 20 or higher, 22, 24 or higher, more often than not, you're actually going to be able to use barkskin on pull and have it towards the end of the pull as well. But obviously, when you're in higher keys, things will hit much harder. So just be careful on that. Now, this is the first time I think we're seeing explosives since the threat change, which is good, because the problem before is that it was typically a healer's job to kill explosives. Now, the problem with that is that if DPS take damage, now healers have to stop and heal the DPS, which means that the tank would have to take over or the DPS would have to take over. And that's kind of hard to translate in a dynamic environment like Mythic Plus. So as a tank, I typically like to help with explosives when I can. The problem before was that threat would always be an issue because you would like stop and you would maybe like moonfire a far explosive, or you would go to mangle an explosive, and you wouldn't be generating that threat on mobs. You'd be using it to kill explosives. And burst classes like Fury Warriors and Demon Hunters and Windwalker Monks would just like rip threat, especially if you don't have an MD in the group. With the threat changes, we're now able to help out a little bit more. It's obviously a little scary. A 16% threat buff isn't a make or break deal. You still have to optimize your threat generation with like things like Thrash and Swipe, or insert any other tank ability here, Keg Smash, Thunderclap, etc., etc. But this is the first time we're seeing it with the threat buff, so it's going to be a little bit easier for tanks to help out with that. So as a tank, you lose, out of everyone in your group, you'll lose the lowest amount of DPS by helping out the orbs. So things like Moonfire are really good for ranged orbs. If you have Mangle available, that's fine as well. Some things you can also do, if there's only like one orb you need to kill, if you just target the orb and you continue to swipe or thrash, your auto attack will kill it. But Moonfire is a great option. Heroic Throw, Throw Glaive. Paladins is a little weird because of what things you have in your kit. You could typically use any of your spenders. If you throw an Avenger Shield, it will bounce to other targets, which is fine. You're still generating the Holy Power and doing the additional damage with it. I recommend trying to not judgment things, but if you have to judgment a far orb, it's a yikes because that's a lot of damage. But try to use like your Hammer of the Righteous or your Avenger Shield. Monks could obviously don't have as many range spells. You could Crackling Jade Lightning them, but I think Crackling Jade Lightning doesn't kill that. You have to do 2 ticks, which is a ton of energy. So typically for Brewmaster Monks, just move in melee range of it and just like Tiger Palm it or something. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it, right? Blood DK. I mean, Blood DK can like Heart Strike spam. Like, you're probably fine doing that, especially if you're running Kyrian. You're gonna get the refund anyways on your Shackle. That I might not be right about that. I would imagine though, because of the way that Shackle the Unworthy works, it would Heart Strike. You using Death's Crest or Heart Strike would actually kill the orb and refund you the rune, but I'm not sure. When it comes to pushing, if you are someone who is trying to push to rank 1 still, or you're trying to hit your 20s or your 15s, the next 2 weeks are the best 2 weeks on the calendar. Okay, not the best 2, but these back-to-back weeks are really, really good for pushing. Being a fortified week with raging, it's really not that bad. And then the explosive is like manageable as long as your healer's on top of it. And then next week is insanely good. Tyrannical, Bursting, Volcanic. These are basically non-affixes, and Tyrannical is just big boss. So if you're going to push for whatever accolade you're trying to achieve, these 2 weeks are when you need to do it. This week, we'll probably see a shift of affixes because we're getting rid of Encrypted. This should be the week of August 2nd, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm wrong about this. Wait, one sec. So it's this week, and this week. Oh no, we have another week after that. Okay, I'm wrong. Holy shit. But yeah, the next 2 weeks are the best weeks on the calendar to actually push. So, this is a super short video. I'm not going to talk about routing. The routing is going to pretty much be the same as you normally would pull it. Just be careful of course, be careful of raging. There are some mobs that hit really hard. As soon as I say this, I always start talking about stuff. So in DOS, for example, you have these dudes here, these warlords. These guys are going to slap. when these guys are double in rage, especially if they have Undying Rage as well, this will kill a tank one shot. So you need to start kiting when these guys are around like 35% health, they'll enrage. Hunters and rogues can only, hunters and rogues maybe we're just gonna remove all, but hunters can only remove one stack at a time. So like if it's a double enrage, if they get Undying Rage plus raging, it'll only remove one of the two. So just be a little careful on that. Trying to think of like any big standout mobs that just absolutely clap with raging. In your halls, you're gonna obviously see the, like when shards get raged, this thrash becomes really scary. This is a scary week to do Halls of Atonement. Save your personals for the end of the pull. Also having a soothe, very important. Nothing in halls. I'm just trying to like think of like the big scary boys that do a ton. Oh, these guys. These Stitchworks, Rot Spew, Gore Grind, these guys all do tons of damage if and when enraged. So be super careful there. I hope you guys have a good push week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be streaming probably later today, as well as the rest of this week. My warrior just hit 2,700 or 2,800, so I'm really close to 3K. I should be hitting it hopefully in the next few weeks here. Probably by next week. But once again, I hope you guys enjoyed. We're staying happy, healthy, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.